only a travesty, but has never happened in American history.
Right.
I mean, if you go back to Jack Johnson and the Mann Law, it's the White Slavery Act right there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what is that? When you traffic across state lines, Diddy did not sleep with the prostitutes.
Right.
They don't even have the money transfer in his hand. Okay, so Cassie had all the fun and has made $50 million to now.
Right.
Got what, 25 out of the hotel and 20 out of him?
Yeah,
something like that. 50,
yeah.
40, whatever the heck it was. And come on, this Diddy thing, look, the Mann Act has never been used in the way that it's being used. That the judge, when he's sitting there doing the sentencing, said, I'm going to add the enhancements of what you were acquitted of. So I got acquitted on the coercion, on all of this stuff, and you're putting that on the enhancements of my sentencing? Like, how does that even make sense? Well, I can't unsee it. I was here. That's what he said. I was here. I heard the testimony. The jury found him not guilty of that testimony. But you're adding that to his sentencing? Nobody, pimps, prostitutes, whatever. Look, in 800 cases of the Mann Act that I have looked at, okay, and researched, kids with the 12 years old that were tortured and raped and all of this kind of stuff got a year and a half. Jeffrey Epstein got a year for trafficking minors. Diddy didn't even touch a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
I mean,
all righty. So the topic of conversation is Diddy. People are investigating, not legally, but legally, they are investigating the judge's character, past history, connections, and affiliations. Because, and I did read that part of the court documents and what was said by the judge. So what people have to understand here is this. Regardless of moral character, Puffy was given the maximum sentence for majority of the crimes that he was found not guilty of. Let's get that straight. How the fuck does that happen? Right? 2, the crimes that he would have been warranted that much time for, he was found not guilty on them, including the domestic violence. 3, when was a judge legally able to go against what the jury found him not guilty for and use his power to enhance his sentence based off what he said he could not unhear? So basically what this judge did was take advantage of what is called the Mann Act of 1910. Which was a law that was created to combat black men sleeping with white women who were willfully okay with sleeping with those black men, which is the same law that landed one of the greatest boxers of all time, Jack Johnson, in prison. From Galveston, Texas, by the way. So let me read to y'all the short version of the Mann Act Law of 1910. It is officially called the White Slave Traffic Act. This is what they labeled it. But this law only applied to black men sleeping with white women. They made it a law that if you slept if a black man slept with a white woman, It really wasn't that. They really didn't want you being with them, so they made the law whereas if you're traveling with a white woman, which means that makes it hard for you to be able to be seen with a white woman. I mean, then they got you, bitch.
Man.
So the Mann Act of 1910, officially called the White Slave Traffic Act. The Mann Act is a U.S. federal law passed in 1910 to prohibit the interstate transportation of individuals for prostitution or sexual exploitation. Sexual exploitation is such a vague word to put in the law. It's such a vague description. It basically gives the judiciary the power to manipulate their power and take advantage of giving whoever they want to give time to, depending upon who they are and what color they are. The purpose, it says, the law was created to combat forced prostitution and human trafficking, especially the exploitation of women and girls across state lines. Key provision in the original law: it made it illegal to transport anyone across state lines for prostitution or any other immoral purpose. That phrase was very broad, like I just said, and led to controversial uses, like I just said. In the early 1900s, the law was sometimes, I'm going to say a lot, misused to prosecute consensual relationships, particularly against Black men and political targets. A famous case involved boxer Jack Johnson, who was prosecuted in 1913 for traveling with a consenting partner. So the law was basically created to punish niggas for fucking a white girl.
Wealthy niggas.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what they were mad at him about.
So the question I pose for you in the audience today is, was the conviction of P. Diddy justice or injustice, and why?
I have to say injustice. My why is just from what we're hearing right now with that judge saying those kind of things. Whenever usually, like, if you present evidence and then they kind of figure out a way, like, hey, we can't present that evidence because there's something with it. The cops didn't get it the right way. Okay, let's mark that from the record. Jury, you can't use that. Blah 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 blah. So the domestic violence part of it, yeah, the videotape was shown, but even that was supposed to be like thrown and ruled out as in like that had nothing to do with the case. No. But they kept using that to try to, like, hypnotize everybody to be like, oh, he's a monster. And like you said in the beginning, we're not arguing moral code of a person here. We're arguing how our courts is playing with some law that was designed for a wealthy Black man that was banging white white women, and they wanted him, and he wanted them, and he had them. And that's what the fucking law was about. That's it. So now we got a law, and we got a guy in jail because he allegedly supplied monies to his girl who paid for prostitutes to come and have sex with her while he watched. Like, for me, I'm like, man, that's their business. That's their business, and what they doing ain't, long as they ain't hurting each other. And it didn't sound like she was getting hurt. She was recalling these people, whatever. Now, my other part is, it's like, whenever I do talk to folks that have this opposing view of Diddy's a predator, Diddy's a pedophile, Diddy's this, and he's not. I'm just saying what people be saying, and he's not. And so then when I give them an actual criminal law that he actually broke, which I think in any state, in any country, especially in America stuff, United States stuff, if you hit a woman or strike another human being, that's domestic violence. You're a DVer. You did domestic violence. That's what you did. You know what I'm saying? Whether you can be forgiven and read whatever, that's whatever. So I say, hey, yeah, I say he's a DVer, but that's not what he's charged for. At a unison, these same people be like, oh, nah, we ain't talking about that part with that case. That ain't the case. We ain't talking about that's all right. But y'all can call him something that he's not. this pedophile thing, but when I tell you a crime that actually did, that gets thrown out the window because that's not something that he was charged with. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's injustice because he's in there based off of some bogus thing that everybody's doing. People getting flued out to Miami, people getting flued out to Dubai to get shit on, and coming back to the United States to spend that shit on money. Shouldn't that be some sort of taxation fraud type of something going on with that shit? So I mean, if we're gonna play these semantic games, you know, but again, we're gonna be looked at as dumbasses because we're trying to take up for Diddy, but nah, it's more so the bigger picture of like they can start just doing this to anybody and just saying, "Oh, you got arrested for this and this and that, and since you did this 10 years ago and I saw it, I can't unsee it. I'm gonna punish you for that too." But you only got there, you only came in there for a parking ticket. Now you in there for 3 years because of something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, kinfolk. Like I don't understand it, man. It's definitely a travesty, bro. It's a travesty, man. And it's a lot of talk going on, man. I mean,
I think
I just can't believe it.
I think they're gonna appeal it. I think there's gonna be some
Yeah, they
pressure
are.
on this. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I believe, and if I use my tinfoil hat on it, I think it's like maybe a marketing ploy. Maybe he overturns it. Diddy gets out. Now he comes out with an
I
album,
mean,
a
it's
movie or
just,
something.
I mean, well, that's gonna happen anyway.
You know,
But it's just, I mean, the situation is just, I mean, the man basically caught a RICO charge for nothing. You got a RICO as a whole fucking organization. It
yeah,
was
it's
just
one
him and his
person.
bitch fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's just one person that
So yes, so it was bogus from the jump.